Hey, I'm Steve. The Homebody is a lifestyle guide. Come along with me as I embark upon my journey to engineer my personal and professional work lives into one allowing me to do those things I love in the place I love, all while nurturing my peace of mind. Somehow, I've got to turn this dream lifestyle into a thriving business and brand. So welcome to my front porch, the gateway into my home and safe place, my Roost Refuge. Hey guys, it's Steve. Working on a little project today. I just want to give you a quick little peek at what's going on. I've got a couple pots that I've had out on my front porch for several years now. I could not bring myself to paint them because I really like the natural texture. These are type of, I think, ceramic pots. But I've decided I am going to paint them white. I've never put any plants, any dirt directly in them with plants because I don't know, I've just really loved these pots, and I just couldn't bring myself to put dirt in them. So anyway, after my 5-year honeymoon is now over with, I decided I am going to paint these. So I've already started on one. Hopefully you can't zoom in, but if you do happen to zoom in for a closer look, you will see that there are a bunch of runny spots and whatnot on this pot. It's all right. I'm using primer. I'm going to go back and paint over these. I wasn't sure. I've not used this Krylon primer before. I wasn't sure how well it was going to work on these pots, so this is partly an experiment. It's a little more runny, watery, drippy than I was expecting. Sorry, I know I'm shaking this probably in your ears with this mic directly up to it. Yes, no runs, no drips, no errors. Well, see the drips? I don't know. Maybe the nozzle on that one is malfunctioned. So anyway, so normally I would start with painting the bottom first. I would let that dry, and then flip it over and paint the top. I'm going to take a little bit more care with this one than I did with this one. I spent about 30 minutes trying to get the mic synced up so I could record this, and in my frustration I quickly jumped over and started painting without giving a thought really to the proper process, and the primer was running all over the place, which was very frustrating. So anyway, let's see if this one does any better. Now again, this is just a primer. These are going on my front porch. It's just one of those times it would be great to have a videographer so I don't have to walk around the pot. Somebody can follow me with the camera. So I don't know if you guys can hear this in the background. I've got some Luther Vandross going on. I never know what mood I'm going to be in when I'm out gardening, but no matter what I'm doing, I have got to have my tunes. And recently we celebrated what would have been Luther's 70th birthday, and I can't remember if that was last week or the week before. Either way, I've been listening to Luther and I haven't stopped. I don't think I've listened to much of anything else since. In my opinion, Luther Vandross is the best male vocalist of our time. And it's not to say there's not other people who can hit higher notes or hit lower notes or any of those kind of things, but the man was extremely gifted as a singer, a songwriter, a producer. And I have been a huge fan since the 90s. Does anybody remember Here Now, when Here Now came out? That was the song that really made me start paying attention to Luther Vandross. And I I'm sure there's a more graceful way of doing this. By the way, these things are heavy. I bought the CD. Actually, it was a cassette tape at the time, now that I think about it. And I was in college at the time, and yes, I absolutely fell in love with Luther. And he has never been far from any playlist as I've migrated from CDs to MP3s to whatever we're doing now. Amazon Music. Luther's always been there. So I'm just curious, when you guys are out working outside, do you have to have music or not? And if so, what do you like to listen to? Now I will tell you why I am on a Luther kick right now. Luther is not usually my outside music go-to. I like upbeat, something that will give me energy. Years ago when I was younger and not chunky, I was a runner, and I like to listen to the same kind of music that I listened to when I was running. So it's all upbeat, dance music. It could be 70s, 80s, 90s. A lot of the music today, God, I hate to say this because it makes me sound so old. I don't even consider a lot of the music today music. Yet somewhere in the last 7 years or so, the youth of today has gotten off on the wrong track. So even dance music doesn't sound like dance music. But I liked a lot of 90s, some R&B, some Mary J. Blige, TLC. I used to love TLC. So I still have a lot of that stuff on my list. My favorites. How did I get off on this music conversation? My favorites are Tina Turner, Cher. Cher's got a lot of great dance music, so she's always on my outdoor playlist. I love Anita Baker. Most of my favorite singers and performers are female. I don't know why that is, but Lionel Richie and Luther Vandross are probably my two all-time favorites when it comes to male singers. Alright, I wasn't going to make you guys watch all this, but I've got to talking about music, and when I get to talking about music, I get distracted. So we do have some runny places on here. I'm hoping I can camouflage that a little bit more when we put the permanent coat of paint on there. So we'll let that dry a little bit. We'll flip it over, paint the top. I won't bore you with that. You can see kind of what that's going to look like in terms of the primer. And yeah, so we'll let that dry. What I've got planned for this, I was talking about music, totally forgot to tell you what I was doing. So I have got a couple of ferns that I am going to put in these, and they're going to go on my porch on both sides of the entryway as you come into the house. And yeah, so I think these are going to look really, really good with the dark ferns. I'm going to have to look it up. For the life of me, I cannot remember the type of ferns. It's the ones that grow up more straight and then slowly start to spread out. It's not the draper ones like I have in the hanging baskets on my porch. So hopefully I'll look that up and maybe be able to actually give you a name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I know it's never going to come to me because when I'm on video, nothing comes to me. I end up rambling, kind of like I am right now. So I'll find out what those are. I'll bring you along as we start to pop those, and yeah, after we get the last coat of whatever white paint we're going to put on here. I don't expect to get this part done today, so it may be another day. But so today I'm going to try painting a few more. Again, I'm using Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint and primer. I love this color. It's matte fire red. It's worked really, really well. Now, ideally, I would say paint your pots before you plant anything in them. But as you can tell in this case, that's not happening. So I've actually had this. Okay, we've got a lot of wind going on here today. So I tried to wax my our truck that we use for hauling and all the stuff here around the property. That did not work out. So I ordered wax, come out to wax. The wax didn't arrive. Went to Auto someplace. Got the wrong kind of wax, came back. That's when I figured out it was the wrong kind of wax. So then I thought, okay, we're moving on to a different project. Let's do some painting. Well, now that we've come out here to paint, the wind has decided to pick up. So part of me wants to take this as a sign and go back in the house for a nap, but I'm not going to. So anyway, just wanted to bring you along for a few minutes and show you what I was up to today, and show you how well this works. This pot I've had for years. It's this is a real ceramic pot, and I've had this shrub in there for a couple of years. And so I've just got tired of looking at where it sits. A lot of times the mud from rains and stuff will splash up on it. I built it a little platform out of some spare bricks that I had. So I figured now was a good time as any to freshen this up a little bit with a coat of paint. You can probably see I've got some runny spots going on here. I had so much problem getting the mic to work on the video camera that the time I actually had this stuff shook up really nicely to help prevent that has come and gone. And I'm not super picky about any of the pots that are going to be sitting out in the yard. So I'm not going for paint perfection here. This shrub, just in case you're wondering, is what they call burning bush. Gets red in the fall and winter, depending on where you're at, when the temperatures start to change. Or it gets really red when you put some paint on the leaves. I don't recommend that, by the way. All right. So I think that is about enough for that bad boy. I have got so many pots that need to be painted, so I'm going to stop there with that one. And yeah, just want to let you know a little bit what's going on here at Roost Refuge today. We had our second vaccine for COVID yesterday. That the first one I did really well with. The second one kind of put me down for a day, but I'm feeling better and really just want to get back out in the sunshine. You know, our temperatures are starting to get up in the high 80s here in South Carolina, and I'm absolutely loving it. This is the type of weather that I thrive in. A lot of people like it cooler. If it's cooler, I don't breathe very well outside. So hot temperatures, lots of sunshine. Steve's in his happy place. So we're going to stop right now and see what else we can get into. Now again, I'm not going to give you a close-up on this. Thank God the camera's not too close. I really don't want you to see how bad this paint job is. Again, this pot sits out in the yard, so I'm not too concerned with perfection. I realize I'm holding the can a little too close to the pot, blah, blah, blah. We all know. I know somebody's out there criticizing my painting skills. I'm not a professional painter. Do not try this at home if you're using this as a how-to. All right, that's my disclaimer. All right, so we got another one down. We'll let that dry, see if it needs any more, like another coat. Let's go see which other ones we can find. Hey guys, so I wanted to show you this bad boy. I think I mentioned him, or at least showed him or her, whatever, here they are, in my previous videos. This is actually the largest shrub container that I have. And I move it throughout the yard depending on where I need it, but it has a semi-permanent place here for the last year or so. So as you can tell, this is quite a large pot, and I am going to finally get a coat of paint on this pot. Again, if I was really wanting or concerned about close inspections on the pots, I would actually wash this all the way down. But this just sits out in my yard. So I'm not going to take the time to actually scrub it down. I am simply giving it a dry cloth rub and clean it up. So I'm going to start painting on this one here in just a moment, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Okay guys, just let you know, I've got the first coat on, and we'll be getting the second coat on in just a minute. So I just wanted to show you this one now that it's complete. Let me back up. That's my big boy. There we go. And this pot turned out really, really well. I'm very pleased with this. Despite the age of the pot and the condition, even though it's going back in the yard, I did on one side get just a little bit of run marks. But yeah, I'm very pleased with the way this turned out. Hey guys, so I came across a bottle of, or a can of purple paint. What do you think? So each year I keep reusing these green hanging pots. I don't remember whatever originally come in them, but the pots have held up really, really well over the years. So when I found that can of purple paint, it's going to go back here in this area that's got a lot of gray and pinks, and it needs a few other colors. So I'm digging this. Let me know what you guys think. Can you see it okay? It's only got one coat of paint on there, but purple versus the typical green. I'm feeling it. Don't know about you. Okay guys, yes, I'm still painting. I wanted to show you the hanging pots after they were painted purple. I am loving it. We'll back up a little bit. Of course, you know, I'm still working. See, I got my large shrub in its new-ish red pot, looking good, and got these two little fellows put back out. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to do around this tree yet. Big ideas, low budget. So, bring you back over here. Thought I was going to stop with the painting, but I really wanted to get this one going. This is a fern I've had for 4 years, I think. It dies out every winter, comes back in the spring. As you can tell, we're still early in the spring. It will be gorgeous in about another month or so. So anyway, we're going to paint this and see if we can jazz this one up a little bit too. I'm back and I'm still painting. Yes, I was only going to do a few projects today, and I have gotten totally carried away. I'm loving some of these painted pots. So this one I thought was going to turn out horribly, but it's one of those, it's imperfectly perfect, if that makes sense. This pot has got enough age on it and some dents, and kind of broke down a little bit and started cracking. And I tell you, after adding the paint to it, I am really, really liking the way this looks. Let me see if I can, you know, close-up's not really going to work. Hold on. Come along with me as we take a closer look. Can you see this down at the bottom? Again, some of the weathering and stuff on the pot is just really, really working for me. There is some runny spots, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, I am pleased with the way this turns out, and I'm going to add a little more food to the fern and see if we can't get that grown up, puffed out, beautiful here in a shorter period of time. So anyway, there you go guys, another pot finished. I decided I'm going to do this little bad boy here too. I hesitate to guess how many years old that pot is, and yeah, it's in need of something, so we're going to do that one too. Alright, I am such a big liar. Every time I say I'm done, I'm not. I totally forgot. I have got this big trellis that has needed to be painted for a number of years. Can you see it there trying to... So I am going to see what I can do to get a few more years out of this beauty. Alright guys, so I've got this little, not so little, hold on. Anyway, hopefully you can see this, what's this thing called? Wrought iron. Why am I drawing a blank on this? Whatever these are called, mine is now red. It's a wrought iron trellis thingy. Oh my God, drives me crazy. See guys, I'm not kidding. When I tell you I cannot remember things and I can't think of things, I am not making that up. But anyway, okay guys, let's try this one more time. I think my battery's going dead. Anyway, I wanted to make sure that you saw that I got the trellis painted red again, assuming it's called a trellis. I can't remember what this thing is called. But anyway, so I'm going to call it wrought iron trellis and we're going to go with that. So it's red now. I think it looks awesome. I hope you guys do too. Oh, one of the other updates. This is one of those I wish I had done a before picture. This is my outbuilding. And it's always been kind of a sore thumb on the property. It clearly doesn't go very well with the southern country style home that we live in. So, but anyway, this past week I finally put up some stone to cover the exposed underneath foundation of the building. And I've wanted to do that for a long time. I've had the front done for a couple of years. But I don't know, I really like the way this turned out. And this stone, you know, again, got these from Lowe's, love Lowe's. I think these are like $1.39, $1.49 or something a piece. So it was really nice. I was able to do this whole section here, I think for maybe $60, $65, which is pretty good. Another one of my, you know, going off of my first video talking about potted or shrub containers. This is one of my shrub containers I've had for years. Got a little evergreen hidden in there. My little, what is that stuff called? Cebus, something like that. Anyway, I really like it, and it can stand the heat in South Carolina. Direct sunlight all day long. I water it when I remember to, and it's done fantastic. Alright guys, so before I forget this part, I've been busy this week. You're not even seeing the half of it. So the last video I did was talking about shrub containers. These were the ones I was showing you that I had planted a couple years ago. And on the video I decided it would be a good idea to use tire shine to put on these black pots that were, you know, getting kind of weathered and a little bit dingy looking. I have to tell you, the tire shine is holding up enough so that I went ahead and put tire shine on the other side. Ignore that bare spot there guys, I will get it fixed. I had another shrub there that I moved. But anyway, yeah, so I'm loving the tire shine on the pots, and there may be an actual product out there that's designed to put on containers so that, you know, if you want to add a little glossiness or something to them, that you can. But in just a moment of seeing the tire shine can sitting there as I was walking out the door, I thought, hey, what's it gonna hurt? Let's try it. And I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. So yeah, I think we'll end it there unless I happen to come up with some other project that I am forgetting. Yeah, I think not. All right. So we're going to end the video there. I hope you enjoyed this. If you've got any questions about anything I talked about today, just let me know. If I don't know the answer, I'll find it for you. So yeah, from Roost Refuge, this is Steve. Guys, thank you so much. Bye.